Be me. 27-year-old feminist excited about all-female co-op housing. Spent years believing patriarchy ruins everything, including living spaces. Convinced women naturally create supportive, harmonious environments together. Men are messy, loud, inconsiderate roommates who make life difficult. Women would be cleaner, more communicative, more considerate naturally. Find listing for feminist co-op house with 6 women. Total. Application asks about feminist beliefs and commitment to sisterhood. Write passionate essay about dismantling patriarchy and supporting women. Get accepted and feel thrilled to finally live in women. Only space. Tell all my friends this is dream living situation. Finally. Expect peaceful collaborative environment where everyone supports each other. Have absolutely no idea what I'm walking into here. Move-in day and meet the other 5 women living there. All identify as feminists with various degrees of political involvement. House has rules about supporting each other and sisterhood above all. Weekly house meetings to discuss issues and make decisions democratically. Chore wheel to distribute cleaning responsibilities equally among everyone. Shared grocery fund where everyone contributes for communal meals. Sounds perfect in theory, like ideal living situation I imagined. First week seems okay as everyone on best behavior with new person. Notice some tension during house meeting, but assume normal adjustment. See passive-aggressive notes on fridge about someone's food missing. Brush it off, thinking it's just small issue that happens anywhere. Second week and cracks start showing in perfect feminist paradise. 2 roommates not speaking after argument about dishes last night. Neither will address it directly, just make comments to other people. Whole house becomes divided. Taking sides in conflict they won't resolve. Suggest they talk it out directly and both snap at me. Told I don't understand situation and should stay out of it. Notice dirty dishes piling up because neither will do others' dishes, even though chore wheel says it's one of their responsibilities. Bring it up at house meeting and get accused of tone policing. Apparently asking people to follow agreed rules is oppressive somehow. Discover shared bathroom is disaster compared to male roommates before. Hair everywhere and shower drain on walls covering floor constantly. Makeup and products covering every surface with no organization. Toilet never cleaned despite being on everyone's chore rotation. Mention it and get told I'm being too masculine expecting standards. Lived with male roommates in college who were cleaner than this. They at least cleaned bathroom when it was their turn. Here nobody wants to do it and accuses others of judging. Bathroom gets so bad I start cleaning it myself to avoid disgust. Other roommates notice and stop doing bathroom chores entirely now. Stuck cleaning after 5 other women who think cleaning oppressive. Kitchen becomes war zone over food and cooking responsibilities. Shared grocery fund supposed to cover communal meals several times weekly. One roommate buying expensive organic everything blowing through budget. Others getting mad because now not enough money for rest of month. Bring it up at house meeting that we need to stick to budget. Get accused of being classist and not understanding food insecurity. Meanwhile, the roommate buying expensive stuff is wealthiest one here. She lectures everyone about corporate food industry eating $30 cheese. Someone else keeps eating food that isn't hers from shared fridge. Leaves passive-aggressive notes instead of just asking or replacing items. Drama escalates to point where people labeling every single item now. Feminist sisterhood means we can't even share food without world war. Noise levels worse than any male roommates I ever had before. One roommate plays music loudly at all hours without headphones. Another talks on phone in common areas at midnight about drama. Suggest quiet hours after 11 p.m. and get told I'm being controlling. Apparently having boundaries about noise is patriarchal behavior somehow. Male roommates I had always respected quiet hours without being asked. These women act like any request for consideration is personal attack. Try to study for work and can't focus with constant noise. Invest in noise-canceling headphones just to survive and own home. Meanwhile, they complain when I make any noise during day doing normal. Notice cliques forming within house, dividing into factions constantly. 2 roommates, best friends, who exclude everyone else from decisions. They make plans and choices without consulting house, then announce them. Other 3 roommates form opposing group and undermine everything they do. I'm stuck in middle trying to stay neutral and getting blamed. Suggest we follow democratic process. We all agreed to initially. Both sides accuse me of supporting the other side, no matter what. House meetings become 2-hour screaming matches about nothing important. Someone suggests new brand of dish soap, and it becomes political debate. Miss living with guys who just bought whatever soap was cheapest. Cleaning responsibilities completely fall apart within first month living here. Chore wheel ignored by everyone except me, who still follows it. Bring up at meeting that nobody doing their assigned chores. Get told chore wheel is too rigid and we should clean intuitively. Intuitive cleaning means nobody cleans anything. Ever waiting for others. Dishes pile up for days. Trash overflows. Floors never vacuumed anymore. Common areas become disgusting with clutter and dirt everywhere visible. I start cleaning just so I can live in space that isn't revolting. Other roommates see me cleaning and decide that means I'll always do it. Now stuck doing all cleaning while they lecture about emotional labor. Point out irony and get told I'm being hostile and unsupportive. Financial drama erupts over shared expenses and bills due monthly. Supposed to split utilities and internet equally, 6 ways each month. 2 roommates consistently late paying their share, causing problems. Utilities get threatened with shutoff because they haven't paid portion yet. House meeting about it turns into crying session about financial struggles. Everyone expected to be understanding and patient about late payments. Meanwhile, I pay my portion on time every month without issue. Suggest we set up auto-pay so nobody forgets their share. Get accused of being privileged and not understanding financial hardship. One of late-paying roommates orders takeout 3 times a week somehow. Feminist solidarity apparently means subsidizing irresponsible roommates forever. Gossip and backstabbing reaches levels never experienced with male roommates. Overhear roommates talking about each other behind backs constantly every day. Someone vents about roommate to me. Then they're best friends next day. Told secrets and confidence that are shared with everyone within hours. Drama about who said what to whom becomes daily occurrence. Bring up at meeting, maybe we should communicate more directly. Get accused of tone policing and not letting women express themselves. Male roommates I had would just tell each other directly if bothered. These women smile to faces, then tear them apart when they leave. Creates atmosphere of constant tension where nobody trusts anyone else. Personal boundaries completely disregarded, despite feminist talk about consent. Roommates going through my stuff when I'm not home without asking. Borrow my clothes without asking and return them dirty or damaged. Eat my clearly labeled personal food, then act offended when upset. Mention that consent applies to belongings too. Get told I'm materialistic. One roommate reads my journal, left in my room, shares contents with others. Confront her about massive privacy violation, and she cries, "I'm being mean." Everyone takes her side saying I shouldn't have left journal visible, even though it was in my private bedroom, not common area. Miss male roommates who respected closed doors meant stay out always. Conflict resolution completely impossible in this feminist utopia I imagined. Any disagreement becomes referendum on someone's trauma and identity. Can't discuss dishes without someone bringing up their childhood in therapy. Suggest we focus on practical solutions. Get accused of invalidating feelings. House meetings devolve into therapy sessions where nothing gets resolved. Everyone expected to validate everyone's feelings before addressing problems. Meanwhile, problems never get solved because we're too busy processing emotions. Male roommates I had would just say, "Hey, that bothers me," and fix it. These women turn everything into dramatic production that goes nowhere. Spent 3 hours in meeting about thermostat, settings reached no conclusion. Visiting friends who live in mixed gender housing and feeling jealous. Their house is clean, organized, respectful, and people actually get along. They have house meetings that last 30 minutes and solve problems. Everyone does their chores. Pays bills on time, communicates directly. Mention how well their system works, and friend laughs at my surprise. Says having men in house actually balances things out somehow. Women stay accountable, and men learn consideration, creating better dynamic. Never thought I'd prefer mixed gender living after years believing otherwise. But watching functional household, realize gender isn't the variable here. It's personal responsibility and maturity that matter regardless of gender. 3 months in, and I'm actively looking for a new place to live. Can't stand passive aggression, clicks, drama, and filth anymore here. Feminist co-op that was supposed to be paradise became absolute nightmare. Mentioned a friend. I'm moving out, and she's not surprised at all. Says she warned me all. Female living situations often go badly. Ignored her because thought she was internalized misogyny speaking. Now realized she was speaking from experience. I was too ideological to hear. Women aren't inherently better roommates just because they're women. Some women are great roommates, some terrible just like men. Gender doesn't determine consideration, cleanliness, or communication skills. Find new apartment with 2 male roommates and 1 other woman. Nervous after co-op disaster, but desperate to leave current situation. Move in, and difference is shocking compared to feminist paradise left. House is clean, quiet, organized. Everyone does their assigned chores. People communicate directly when something bothers them, instead of notes. Conflicts get resolved in 5-minute conversations instead of 3-hour meetings. Nobody going through anyone's stuff or eating other people's food. Bills get paid on time, shared expenses handled maturely without drama. Actually feels peaceful and respectful, unlike constant tension at co-op. Realize I've been lied to about gender dynamics and shared living. Male roommates here more considerate than women at co-op ever were. They ask, before borrowing anything, clean up. Messes respect boundaries. Quiet after 11 p.m., without needing to be told or having meetings. Split chores fairly, and actually do them on schedule without supervision. Communicate directly about issues instead of leaving passive-aggressive notes. Don't create drama or talk behind each other's backs. Way co-op did. Female roommate here, also more mature and respectful than co-op women. She does her chores. Pays bills on time, addresses issues directly. Realize the problem wasn't men versus women, but maturity versus immaturity. Reflect on how wrong my assumptions were about gender and living. Spent years believing men were inherently worse roommates because patriarchy. Convinced women would naturally create supportive, harmonious spaces together. Reality showed me women can be messy, inconsiderate, dramatic, terrible roommates. Also showed me men can be clean, respectful, communicative, excellent roommates. Gender doesn't determine these qualities like I was taught to believe. Personal responsibility and maturity matter more than what's between legs. Feel embarrassed about how confidently wrong I was about all of this. Understand now that idealizing women while demonizing men set up failure. Put women on pedestal expecting perfection because of feminist ideology. Reality is, women are human with same flaws and capacity for bad behavior. Some women are wonderful roommates. Some are nightmares, same as men. Projecting all positive qualities onto women and negative onto men was naive. Created unrealistic expectations that reality immediately destroyed upon contact. Feminist theory about gender didn't account for individual personality and maturity. Learned painful lesson about difference between ideology and actual human behavior. 6 months in new place and appreciating mixed gender household dynamic. Everyone here treats each other as individuals, not representatives of gender. Nobody gets special treatment or extra patience because of their identity. Expectations same for everyone, regardless of gender, which creates actual equality. Contrast to co-op, where being woman meant couldn't be held accountable. Here, everyone responsible for their actions and behaviors equally without excuses. Creates healthier, more functional living environment than segregated feminist space. Realize integration and equal standards work better than separation and different. Talk to friend who warned me about all female living situations initially. Apologize for dismissing her concerns as internalized misogyny before experiencing. She laughs and says, most women learn this lesson eventually through experience. Sisterhood sounds great in theory, but practice reveals uncomfortable truths. Women can be competitive, Katie, passive-aggressive and cruel to each other, especially in environments where accountability removed, blamed on patriarchy. Mixed gender spaces often function better because different perspectives balance. Nobody gets away with bad behavior by claiming it's feminist or empowering. Year later, and still living happily with the mixed-gender roommate situation. Clean house, paid bills, respected boundaries, direct communication. No drama, everything feminist co-op promised but never delivered in actual practice. Male roommates are some of best I've ever had in years of living situations. They're respectful, clean, considerate, and mature in ways co-op women never managed. Female roommate also excellent, and we get along great without forced sisterhood. Realize forced gender solidarity creates resentment, while natural respect creates harmony. Learn that judging individuals by actions works better than assumptions by gender. Understand now that my feminist beliefs about gender set up for disappointment. Ideology told me women superior in domestic spaces and men inferior by nature. Reality showed me humans are individuals with varying levels of maturity. Some best roommates I had were men, some worst were women. Committed feminists. Gender doesn't predict behavior the way I was taught to believe. Personal character and responsibility matter infinitely more than gender identity. Separating by gender doesn't create paradise. It often amplifies worst behaviors. Mixed environments with equal standards and accountability create healthiest dynamics.